Hi everyone, and welcome to Doodle School. This is our new drawing series, and it's kind of focusing on doodles, just sort of the thing that you do in the margin of your notes at school or on your shopping list. Just kind of some basics and things that I think are pretty fun to draw. So if many of you have been to the library, you probably know of the library's dog, Otto, and his family, his two little brothers now. He has a little brother, Booker, and a little brother, Whiskey. They are all Leonbergers. Well, today I am going to show you how to draw a cute little cartoon Otto. And from there you can probably draw a Booker or a Whiskey, since they're all Leonbergers. So it's going to be a really simple sketch, and this is actually a sketch that I've done a couple of times. We had a little how-to draw sheet that we passed out at some kindergarten events, so it's pretty simple, and I'm going to show you a few ways to make it a little bit more detailed as we go on, but we're kind of going to start with the real basics. So as with anything, we're going to kind of break it down into simple shapes. And so we're going to start with Otto's head. It's just going to be a little portrait of Otto, so it's just going to be his head. And to do this, I'm going to draw an oval, because Otto's head isn't completely round. It was a little bit ovally, and when we add his ears on, he's got kind of big, fluffy, droopy ears, and so I think that kind of squashed oval will add to the effect of that. So that's kind of one way that you can do a caricature, is to really kind of exaggerate some things. And for Otto, I chose to exaggerate his big ovally head. So we have his head, and then we're going to draw his nose. So his nose is basically looking straight on at us, going to be another oval. So we're going to start with an oval like that. So that's kind of his muzzle, and then his nose fits on like that. And that's not quite an oval. I sort of make it a heart shape without the little dip in the middle. So a little bit more triangular. You can always make it an oval if you're having trouble. And then I'm going to shade it in. All right. So right in the middle of his muzzle, we're going to draw where his lips go, and that's sort of an upside down V at the bottom of that oval. And then on the side, he's got droopy jowls, and so it's going to be sort of an upside down M on the bottom of his muzzle there. I'm going to leave a little line there to show where his lip splits. And there we go. And if you want it to look like Otto is kind of smiling, I'll draw these little dimples right there. There you go. And so now I want to add Otto's eyes. And I add them about right in the middle of that oval, kind of close to where his muzzle is. And they're going to be two little circles. Like that. And then Otto is very fluffy, so I want to give him some fluff. He's got sort of a fluff on the top of his head, and then where his ears start is fluffy, and his ears themselves are pretty fluffy. And Otto is a very big dog, so he's got a really big head and a big neck. So for this little cartoon, I'm going to draw his neck coming down there. Let me finish his ears out there. And this is where his shoulders go. And that is about what we're doing for our little portrait of Otto. And a lot of times when Otto is smiling, you can see his tongue. So I'm going to draw his tongue. There you go. So that is a pretty simple Otto. Now, if you want to get a little bit more fancy, you can switch up the angle a little bit. So I'll show you Otto from another angle. And to do that, we're just going to move the ovals around a little bit. So start with that oval. And then his nose oval is actually going to be a little bit longer. So it's going to be off center and a little bit longer than we did up here, because it's not quite looking head on. And to show that, we're going to draw his nose, that kind of triangle shape. Again, not quite at the end there, but sort of in the middle here, right about where the two ovals intersect. Colored in again. And then remember how his lips came down. So kind of put that upside down M. Well, I guess an upside down M would be a W. Good times. So I'm going to put that W shape there, and you can add his little smile. And then right from there, we're going to draw his neck. And you can make him fluffy. Usually if he's wearing a collar, his fluff goes over the collar and you can't even see the collar at all because he's super fluffy. And now remember, his eyes are close to his muzzle and along that center line. So that one's going to sit right on top, and that one's going to be over there. And then don't want to forget his ears. And there you go. So kind of make them fluffy. There you go. And then, so now we can just clean up those guidelines that we drew. If you want to color this, I recommend using a lot of brown. He is brown. There you go. And especially in this one, you want to leave some of this oval overlapping onto his face so you can kind of see where his nose ends and his little skull starts. There you go. So that is how to draw a really simple and fun to draw Otto. So I hope you had fun, and I would love to see your pictures, so go ahead and share those with us on Facebook, and I'll see you 2 weeks from now. Bye.